This episode is brought to you by ElevateOS, the only all-in-one community operating system. ElevateOS transforms property management, combining resident engagement, reservations, rent payments, maintenance, and concierge services into a single super app. It also uniquely integrates access control, intercoms, package lockers, and thermostats, eliminating app fatigue and redefining modern apartment living. Visit elevateos.com/MMN for a free demo and see how they can help you level up your operations. Welcome to another episode of the Multifamily Collective. My name is Mike Brewer. Today I wanted to talk about strategy. I want to kick off a new series. I'm blogging a series called the Strategy Series. But before we get into that, I want to introduce you to the newest podcast host on the Multifamily Media Network, otherwise known as MMN. It's a mouthful, but I like that. MMN better than Multifamily Media Network because that is also a mouthful. But introducing Shannon Bryant. Her podcast is Lead Without Limits. I'm excited that she made a decision to join the network and invest some of her time and talent with us and our audience. And I'm excited for her content, which will drop in the coming week or so, plus or minus. Today is April the 14th. It's my daughter's birthday. Happy birthday, Kate. 20 years on the planet. But back to the point, Lead Without Limits. Look forward to that on the Multifamily Media Network. Now, I want to introduce a brand new series that I will be blogging about. It's based on the book, This is Strategy. Make Better Plans. It's by Seth Godin. Seth Godin is a marketing genius. It would be fabulous to have Seth Godin on the podcast at some point in time to discuss this book. But what I'm doing, I'm riffing off a series of questions that Seth asks in the back of the book. Now, the questions that he is asking at the back of the book are really broad-based and more general in nature, even though they're specific to strategy, more general in nature. And what I want to do is morph them into a multifamily leadership strategy. So I'm going to take those questions and I'm going to tweak them or adjust them, amend them to the multifamily space so that we can walk through how to put a strategy together in multifamily. So who is this? This is a project. I'm exercising a little bit of a strategy here and introducing this blog content through this podcast network, through this podcast platform. This project is for multifamily leaders who don't want to play by the old rules. We all know that the landscape is changing, business climates have changed, our GLs are getting squeezed both on the rental income side, other income side, getting squeezed on the expense side, of course, but all of those things will pass. There's this great question that somebody asked, I can't remember, I'll go back and cite the source at some point, but what 4 words make a sad man happy and a happy man sad? This too shall pass are those 4 words. So all of this squeezing at some point will pass. All of this rent sort of relaxing and or not growing at the pace that it used to grow 2 to 3 years ago, this too shall pass. We may not see those type of rent increases, but we will definitely see rent increases on a go forward. This pod, or the strategy series rather, is also for visionaries that are frustrated by mediocrity. If you are frustrated by mediocrity, you want to tune into the series. Read the series. I'm going to be doing some podcast complement episodes. It's also for operators who have grown allergic, I love that, to vague strategy decks and empty mission statements, and leaders who demand clarity, velocity, and results, and so on and so forth. There is also content for those people who are not asking for permission, who like to take risks, but take educated risks. And I'm looking for people in the multifamily industry that are kind of high leverage thinkers, people in VP roles, regional roles, or any role for that matter, but they're high leverage thinkers. They're very good at connecting the dots, in getting together the audience, getting together the movement, and pushing change through an organization, bringing people along for the ride. I'm looking for people that influence budgets, people who can make financial decisions in addition to strategic additions. I'm looking for people who are tired of 100-page slide decks. I'm looking for people that can see a powerful idea, or they can share a powerful idea and then they can just run with it because they have that kind of autonomy and authority in their organizations. I'm really looking to spark conversations through this series I'm really looking to bring people together in what will ultimately crescendo in this thing called the multifamily salon. If you look up the word salon as it relates to the way it was used back in the day, it's where a lot of people, smart people in an industry, or sometimes outside of an industry, just people who come together, who's smart thinkers, are put in a room, and there's a catalyst or several catalysts that are put out into the middle of the table, so to speak. And you just riff off those ideas. You riff off of those prompts, if you will. And through a series of conversation, back and forth conversation, where two minds come together, you may get better ideas. You may get brand new ideas. You may get two ideas that collide in the middle of that table, so to speak, and you come out of the room with an even better idea. There's no agenda in the room, and there's no pitch to anybody. You're not trying to sell anything. You're just there to share ideas. The Multifamily Salon. At some point that will turn into the multifamilysalon.com, and we will organize these conversations across the multifamily industry for your viewing pleasure, but more so for your ideation, your ability to hear incredible ideas, interesting ideas, but being able to run with them unencumbered. That's the goal. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.